Welcome to GisselleOS. My name is Giselle, and this is week 4 of the Great Lock-In. We have 75 days left in the challenge until January 30th, the final decision date. And this is a recap of the week. And the business end, things haven't developed as I expected. Where we left off, I was hoping to have the branding done or developed by this point in the week, but I'm at the same place I was last week. Things have developed on the artist end, but not so much in what I expected for letters. I was commissioned for a stationery set, so I hadn't explored that avenue before, but it found me. And throughout this week, the main challenge has just been maintaining my energy levels and being dynamic. Some days I wasn't feeling the best, and others I was feeling better at other moments. Really, I've been tuned in with what my body can handle, all these moving pieces while I'm not moving as much. And that's been frustrating, that gap between where I want to be. And I think that's what this illness has really taught me is, one, the importance of physical foundations in terms of the body, but also the energy that we consume, where we get it, our sources, like our food, as well as maintaining a clean space and the impact that that has on my work process. I'm learning to be dynamic, working under different conditions. I've been able to, work across the spectrum, but as I desire, and this week has really taught me how to work across that spectrum of my different energy levels, but as my body dictates. And so it's not predictable. It's something that I have to nurture and maintain every day, and seeing the compounding effect that it can have on my life. So yeah, doubling down on my foundational structure and strengthening my conviction at a time when I'm physically weak. It can be easy for doubt to creep in or to lose sight of what the intention is. And I think that's when people get lost. There's a phrase, something about just doing the motion, something like that. Essentially, you're just doing something, but not really attached to what you're doing. And this last week, when I wanted to be doing things, but wasn't able to meet my expectations, I think that's where it left me, was wanting to go through the motions, but I wasn't able to do what I was expecting or anticipating for myself. And in order to bridge the gap between this pause and where I'm going, I had to reconnect with the reason why I'm doing this. And I have from the beginning understood that this is a long-term effort. And this last week has just brought me back to that reason of what I'm hoping to do, and not just doing things for the sake of progressing some physical endeavor, but connecting to the essence of what I'm doing and making sure that what I create and bring to the world is as defined and unique as the idea is. And right now the product is conveying the message and the mission, but not with the newfound clarity that I have around what I'm doing and how I'm delivering it. Yeah, just reconnected to that. And unfortunately, that did not translate to anything in the branding physically, but I guess in the ideas, I am grounded in what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And when things get tough, what is the motivation to get through it besides the reason why you began it? On the personal end, I read. I don't usually read, but because I haven't been able to do anything productive, but still wanting to stay engaged mentally, I pulled out this book. It was gifted to me, but I'm going to gift it back because I think the person who gave it to me could also use it. And I also don't really encourage buying books, so I think it's a great habit to just circulate them. But I started How to Disagree, and I love when I can read something and just feel like wow, they are saying things that I've thought of, but in a way that I have not heard. And that was this book. It goes across philosophy, logic, reasoning, and as I'm coming across materials like this, I'm coming to better understand what I'm doing. And as they name philosophers and people that are talking about certain concepts, I see how my own work can bring value to these fields. But reading it from this perspective just makes me think, how do I want to present my work in the world? And part of that is claiming the impact that it has. And I think that's where I'm at right now, is creating with the branding, is owning the level of execution that I want to be at. And so that means executing at that level. But first I have to refine what that vision even is. But this is really interesting, just to conceptually go through what disagreements are, what the idea of a person is, and how those ideas of a person engage with each other, and how that creates the idea of society. And going over will in one's own life, and how your will can affect someone else's, and as a group making a group decision. I think reading this book, you'd get a good sense of what my mind is like. I'm still coming to understand myself. One interesting thought from this book was, because they're dissecting ideas and how those ideas are propagated and shared and understood in society, one of the concepts that they went over is objectivity, the idea of objectivity and subjectivity in fact and opinion, and really breaking it down to the point where you could either see as there is no objectivity, or there is, but with a mix of subjectivity, that everything's relative. What they brought up was that objectivity can be a tool of oppression, and that was particularly important to me because of how that has played out in my own life, especially as someone who is dedicated to the cultivation of knowledge and the widespread access of knowledge. I'm empowering people with the ability to make choices in their life that can directly affect their day-to-day. And with objectivity as a tool of oppression, the author mentions how institutions can be used as a measure for fact, that they are the essentially managers of knowledge for the world, like institutions like colleges, such as Ivy League. An institution like Stanford can say that their science lab is, credible for this fact because they have been known as the entity to do so in this field of knowledge. But what happens when this knowledge is being cultivated by people outside of these institutions? And so that's where that sense of objectivity, that something is not just related to an individual, but something that is just the nature of reality. Why does an institution have greater credibility than someone with empirical access? And that's essentially where I'm at, is I've got lived experience and I can put my ideas to paper and bring that to life. And now it's more about social proof. So I just thought that was an interesting idea, that objectivity can be a tool of oppression. When someone tells you what is fact, question why they are the source to tell you that it's fact, why that lens of reality is more fact than what someone's story is or what someone's experience is. And then from there, that starts to question, what then is dictated as reality. You could say it's perception or what sensation you experience, but that's just how fluid someone's definition of reality can be. So that was an interesting concept. I don't have as much time to film today. Maybe I even put a song on this one. I am trying to have fun with this format, as well as exploring the ways that I show up every week, being dynamic. This week I definitely have more energy and a little bit more personality than I could deliver last week, but not as long as I was hoping. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next week.